What's up, guys? Linda Lee from Living Like Lee here. So I've had the Apple Watch Series 6 for just over a month now, and I just wanted to check in, let you guys know how it's going. Remember back in one of my last videos when I said, I'm gonna regret this? I'm gonna hate myself for this probably. Well, if you didn't watch the last two videos I have related to this watch, click here. I upgraded from the Series 3, and in those videos, I go over the reason why I bought this watch to begin with, and then my unboxing and first impressions from a nursing perspective. So let's get into this. Was this the best use of my money? No. I bought the Apple Watch because my previous one broke. This one happened to be released around the same time, so why not? Specifically for my job related to nursing and how I use it there on the floor, how it helps with patients, time management, all the above. So I'm used to having the Apple Watch. I haven't really gone a day without it since I bought the Series 3 way back. And so when the Series 3 crashed and burned on me, buying another Apple Watch was a no-brainer for me. Did I need to buy another Apple Watch? No. Can I give it up? Also no. Do I have a problem? Just like everything Apple related, it's just expensive for no reason. With the Series 6 upgrade, there's no difference in the casing or the body of the watch since Series 4 and 5. So this is the same body as the last two. Nothing's changed. So they did update the processing chip in this Apple Watch compared to Series 4 and 5, which they pretty much do with every model that comes out. And like I said in my last video, unless you're super into tech and you know what all this other stuff means, it kind of means nothing to the average consumer. Just note, it's faster. Nothing more than that. Because I upgraded from the Series 3, there was a notable difference in the speed and performance on this watch. But if you're upgrading from a 4 or 5 to the 6, like it's not going to be that great of a difference. All right, so let's talk health with the Apple Watch. When the Series 6 was released, Apple did this press release and they basically said how many lives the Series 5 was able to impact and save because of the ECG monitoring. It was able to detect arrhythmias like AFib, and apparently saved a bunch of people. Now, I go over this more in detail in my impressions video, but just to clarify, Apple Watch is not a medical grade device. It's not. Specifically related to the ECG, it's a 1 lead on the Series 6 and it's a 1 lead on the Series 5, and it will not compare to a 12 lead ECG done in the hospital. And frankly, unless you know what you're looking for when you're reading an ECG, doesn't really mean anything to you, and it's kind of gimmicky to me. I've tried the ECG app a few times out with this watch and the results really vary. If you want to see more about my first impressions of the ECG, check out that video for sure. And then I share some of the ECG readings in that video as well. Now, the next two features on this watch are also really gimmicky to me. And honestly, it kind of feels like Apple's kind of capitalizing off the whole global pandemic situation we have going on. So what do I mean by that? For one, the pulse oximetry. I've tried out this watch in comparison with an actual vitals machine that I have in the hospital with a pulse oximeter attached to it, and I've had some varying results. So the video clip that I'm going to insert here, you're going to see that the watch says 100% and the vitals machine's at 100%. But I tried it out a few more times, actually a lot of times, just not on video, and the results really varied and were kind of off sometimes. The most that I've seen it off is by about 2 or 3%. But if you're looking at something as critical as blood oxygen levels, for someone who actually needs to monitor something like this, 2 or 3% can actually be a big difference, and it does matter. So keep that in mind. If you're someone who actively works with your healthcare provider on monitoring your blood oxygen levels, or if this is something that you're looking to seek out to do on your own, buy an actual oximeter. You can get them on Amazon from like 20 to 40 bucks, and it'll be more accurate. This is not a medical grade and should not be used as such, okay? The second thing is the hand washing feature that was added into this year. This also feels really gimmicky to me. Obviously, by this point, we all know that the current global pandemic is a respiratory virus. And so everyone around the world has learned about pulse oximetry readings, and there's a heightened alertness about how your lungs are performing and how much oxygen is in your blood, and rightfully so. I'm not going to sit here and dismiss the importance of any of that. That's something that I would preach out as a healthcare provider anyways. And secondly, we all know that to slow the spread of transmission, that we need to wash our hands for about 20 seconds, and that hand hygiene is so important. And it's your first line of defense against any bacterial or viral infection, pandemic or not. Wash your hands, people. Wash your hands. But I feel like Apple's kind of using this to their advantage, and they introduced 2 new features this year, knowing that it would be a selling point to consumers, given the I can't say current and global together apparently, given the current global conditions. As a company, like, I can respect their business mindset, like they're making money off of something they know will sell. But at the same time, from a consumer standpoint and from a healthcare provider standpoint, it's kind of disappointing to think that people will feel the need to buy these products thinking that they're accurately monitoring their health when this is not a medical grade device. And also, you shouldn't need a watch to tell you if you're washing your hands for 20 seconds or not. Sing happy birthday to yourself twice in your head. 20 seconds is still 20 seconds, whether a watch is telling you that or not. Just count out loud. That should suffice. Now, with all that being said, I'm still a huge Apple fan at heart. I own Apple stocks. I follow Apple. I watch their worldwide developers conferences. I watch all their press releases. I look for all their iOS updates, and I have for years. But I just want to stress that these features, like the ECG reading, the pulse oximetry readings, is it really worth the upgrade from the SE? Honestly, I don't think so. So if you're looking for these medical grade features on this Apple Watch, it's not it. Go buy an actual oximeter, and if you need an ECG done, go to the hospital. Some of the other things I wanted to note about the hand washing app too is that it's not always accurate. It picks up noise from running water and detects motion with your hands when it's washing, and then it'll begin a countdown when it detects that you're washing your hands, not necessarily when you actually started washing your hands. I've caught myself a few times nearly being done hand washing for the 20 seconds, and the countdown either hasn't started or it started late. And then I feel this weird obligation to keep washing my hands longer, even though I know I washed it for the 20 seconds. So that's just weird. And then it'll tell you at the end, if it thinks that you haven't washed your hands long enough, how you should be washing your hands longer and the importance of hand hygiene, which I can appreciate, but if I've already washed my hands, it's kind of an insult. I've washed produce a couple times, and just with the sound of the water running, it'll detect that it's washing your hands. And then obviously when I turn the water off because I'm done, it says that I haven't washed my hands for long enough. That's more of like a personal annoyance to me than anything, but just something to note. So some positive things about the Apple Watch is that the always on display is something I've actually found somewhat helpful. The issue I found a lot with the Series 3 is that I constantly had to do this weird flip wrist thing to like get the screen to light up. If you guys have Apple Watches and know what I mean, like you're sometimes just sitting there going like this a bunch of times, waiting for the screen to light up and notice you. So I do like that I can look down at my watch now and get the time at any time, because that's what a watch is for, without having to do this with my hand. Is it worth the extra upgrade though? I mean, it's a minor convenience thing, like it's a bonus feature, but the Memoji watch faces. If I'm being honest, I'm kind of sick of seeing my face so much. It is kind of cool though. It does respond to touch. Depending on the time of day, I've actually caught my Memoji sleeping on the watch, and I think that's kind of a cute, weird feature. But again, is it worth the upgrade? Not really. I could do without. The haptic feedback that you get from the watch, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of nice. I've enjoyed the little light vibrations you get when you're waking up in the morning when you set the alarm. It's not an alarm like blaring in your ear, and it's like a nice little gentle wake, which I like, so that's kind of cool. Speaking of sleep though, I do like that this watch is a lot better at monitoring your sleep than previously just with the iPhone. Sleep hygiene is something that's super important. We stress that a lot as healthcare providers, that you're getting an adequate amount of sleep, that you're going to sleep without distractions in your room, that you have a winding down routine before bed, that you're actually keeping to a routine for bed. The watch actually will give you reminders as well when it's time to wind down and go to sleep. It'll also give you reminders when it's bedtime, and if you need to charge your watch before you go to sleep, so there's enough charge to hold throughout the night to monitor your sleep and then for the alarm to go off in the morning. Which brings me to my next point. So this watch has about 18 hours of battery life. And if you're wearing it to sleep, you have to be mindful of when you're wearing it and when you're charging it. And to be honest, rarely is my watch ever at a full 100% charge, but it does last well throughout the day. But even with the Series 3, I always found that the Apple Watch charging is actually decently fast. Like, I kind of wish the iPhones, the MacBooks, the iPads, anything else was that fast. Whatever downtime that you have, you can just stick it on the charger, pick it up, and it's pretty much good to go after that. The Hey Siri feature has also been updated, and I'm not sure if this was specific to the Series 6 or if it was just an OS update, but you no longer have to say Hey Siri to get the watch commands. Oh, she's going now. Nope, I don't need you. I don't need you.
I didn't get.
No, you can actually just lift your watch and say, what's the time? as it doesn't work. What's the weather outside? Dude, you're failing me right now. Like, what's the time right now? Wow. Set timer for 10 minutes. This is really failing me right now. This is not good. Set timer for 2 minutes.
Okay, 2 minutes and counting.
There we go. I'm actually gonna turn that off. This is a sometimes working feature. So let's recap. 3 cool features I'm actually happy about with upgrading. 1, the haptic vibrations for when you're waking up. I really like that. 2, there's more accurate sleep monitoring. And 3 is the increased battery life. 3 things that are cool, but shouldn't make or break your decision to buy this watch is 1, the Memoji faces. 2, the always on display. Again, this is more of a convenience thing. Personally, from a nursing standpoint, I just like this on the floor that I can just quickly look at my watch without having to do this weird thing in front of my patients sometimes. So that's cool. And then 3, the Hey Siri feature isn't necessarily Hey Siri, but as you just witnessed, that seems to be a work in progress with Apple. And then 2 reasons for why this watch is a gimmick and you absolutely should not be buying this watch is 1, the hand washing feature. And the second thing is if you're buying this device for a medical monitor, for pulse oximetry, or for ECG readings, don't do it. If you stayed tuned till this point in the video, thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you want. Let me know in the comments if you purchased a Series 6 and your experience with it so far. Let me know in the comments about if you purchased the SE over the Series 6 and why. Also, if you just happened to come across my video, just say hi in the comments. Hope you guys are all having a great day. Remember to stay safe, wash your hands, physical distance where appropriate, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.